Oh, that's a very good question. I'm now on stage, aren't I, in many ways? So I quite like showing off. And if you're an actor, you're showing off, aren't you? So no, I like the limelight. Don't see much of it, but I like it, yeah. When I was 12, I went to a very good grammar school in London, but I got a role as one of the kids in the original stage production of Oliver. And I loved it. But my school, being a good school, decided that they didn't want me doing that and working and staying at their school, and they said to my parents, he can stay doing what he wants with his stage work, but he'll have to leave the school. So my parents quite rightly said, no more acting, stay at school, the good school. So that's what happened, and I resented it forever. I managed to do a film afterwards the following year in the school holidays, in which I acted in Judy Garland's last film. Yes, and it was fabulous, really great. But then I went back to school and I didn't really have the confidence to continue with acting, and decided I wanted to do the next best thing, which was make films. It is a challenge. Editing social realism restricts you in certain ways. You can't do any flash editing. When I edited a scene for Ken Loach in Sweet 16, for instance, there's a scene where one of the characters hits a wall, and when I first edited it, he had 3 cameras, and I had it hitting the wall 3 times. Now that's not really social realism, and I showed it to Ken, and he said, look, I like that. But gradually, over a period of time, he said to me, can we just trim that shot a little bit? And can we trim that shot? And gradually, eventually I realized it hits the wall once, which is quite disappointing, but much more real. So there are those kind of challenges, and there are many. Music has to be used sparingly. Continuity is vitally important because you have to believe what's going on. So it has those kinds of a challenge. The other challenge is working with people who haven't acted very often, and Ken gives them a lot of freedom, so they're not instructed to take a drag on a cigarette on a certain line, or have a drink at a certain moment, or to stand in a certain place on a particular line. So although continuity is vitally important for us, it's quite difficult when actors who aren't used to being actors are given a freedom to roam around. So there are, difficulties. When I was a kid, in Britain we had a TV series called Play for Today, and Ken Loach came up that way as well, and they were gritty, real dramas on television, and I loved them. And I actually, as a kid, always thought I'd love to work on those kind of a film, and I have ended up working on those kinds of films. So, I'm quite happy with doing what I've done. Oh, we're delighted. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we've won it twice, and it's very exciting. It's very nice. It's kind of a tribute, and it's important for the film as well, because the more attention it gets, the chances are more people are going to see it. Our subjects are often, as we've said, social realism, and with I, Daniel Blake, it was much more important in many ways than for The Wind That Shakes the Barley, because I, Daniel Blake was a current situation, and so the film has more chance to make some kind of an impact. No, I think, young filmmakers these days tend to come from an area that I didn't come from, which is film school. And so they study film, and I'm sure young people know more than I do that social realism is a style of film which I suspect is studied at film school. So they tend to. They may not like it, but they know what it is. I've been asked this recently, and it's a very inane reply I have. Smile a lot. Be easy to get on with. Roll with it and make the film that the director wants to make initially. Not your film, but the director's film. If it doesn't work, then maybe one can consider other avenues. But generally, I've always believed that you're making a film for the director. On the way here, and the few days before coming here, I must admit, I thought, what am I doing? Why am I could be at home, I could be doing this, I could be going out, I could be having a swim. Why am I going to an airport, which I hate airports? Not frightened of flying, but I hate airports. So going through security at Stansted Airport, I thought, what am I doing? I must be mad. I don't even know these people. No idea who they are or what I'm getting into. And then last night, at the opening ceremony, I knew why I was here. I thought, this is fabulous. I'm meeting people I haven't met before. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. And young people, and hopefully I can share some of my experiences, which may be interesting or not, but hopefully will be. Enjoyable, friendly, young person orientated, if that's an expression. But I tell you, if I had to be one word, I would say friendly.